Hello everybody, I'm Joe, and this is my wife Helen, and together in the summer of 2024, we took a trip to Southern California. Today, we're returning to Beverly Hills. Stay tuned. This morning, Helen and I set off at around 9 in the morning and got ourselves some brunch from a place called Provence Patisserie in Beverly Hills, which had a French thing going on. Fun fact, the first place Helen and I lived together was in Paris back in February 2012.
Je ne comprends pas pourquoi ces gens de Beverly Hills veulent voir Paris. Ici, le soleil brille sans fin et personne ne pisse dans les rues. Reste à Beverly.
As tempting as the pastries looked, Helen got avocado toast, while I got a BLT with gluten-free bread and eggs. We both really enjoyed that. Helen's looked especially delicious. After that, we carried on to the Beverly Center, where we had a little bit of time to kill. So we walked around and looked at some really subtle, understated outfits. We saw some great views from the escalators and took some pictures at this Los Angeles photo op location. I did my best impression of what I would be like if I lived here in Los Angeles. Then we went into a few different shops once they opened at 11. On our way back to the car, we saw this billboard, and Helen thought it was an advertisement for the latest vampire drama on television, but it was actually just an advertisement for this man's hair studio. Then we drove up into Beverly Hills, because today we were doing some house shopping. That's the view from the hills, from our parking spot at the first house. So this is us walking through and the view and backyard of the first place that we looked at. It had a pool and it looked over a canyon. There's also a cold plunge and a sauna, which makes me think I would just be alternating between hot and cold temperatures to escape my demons if I lived in this house. You also have a really nifty home gym where Helen could spin. It was a decent neighborhood. Not to mention, it was perfect outside today. I saw some other houses which I really liked the curb appeal of. If you can park your pastel-colored 4Runner in front of your 2000s era mansion in Beverly Hills, you've made it. The next house that we saw was a bit of a relic. It was a time warp. It had been kept mostly original since 1962 when it was built, which in some ways is good and in other ways wasn't as good. I loved the living room, and also the backyard was great. It didn't have a pool, but not every house needs a pool, I guess. The master bedroom was great. It had a really strange view though, out to the neighbor's roof, which was pretty ugly.
Being critical of houses we can't afford. It's a millennial pastime to get back at our landlord. $4 million houses.
From there, you could go upstairs to an 1,100 square foot general space, which they're using as a cinema room. I'd say that's a pretty good idea. I saw another house with a curb appeal that I really liked. This looked sharp. The next place was my favorite place, definitely. It made me feel like if I had this house, I'd be Jack Horner in Boogie Nights. The entertaining capacity of this back garden is incredible. That pool, the outdoor kitchen, the fireplace, the tanning spots, and so on. No expenses were spared in this place, and it's crazy because it was the same neighborhood and it was listed at the same price as the other two. It was just so much more luxurious, so this was my choice from the entire day. Check out this back-to-back television situation. Brilliant. Here's the master bedroom. This place had modern features, but still felt legitimate and a bit old-timey and mid-century. But it had things like soft closed drawers, a big fridge and freezer, and so on. The next place we saw was really small. It was still bigger than our place in Amsterdam, but that doesn't really equate in the same way. And also in Amsterdam, we have a 3-bedroom over 3-level apartment. So it's actually better for us. We get our own work from home office, which is really useful for us. This master bedroom was like just too big for the house. It's 40% of this house, I swear. But it had really nice views as well. All right, here's the master at work. I had to capture this on video. Oh, riveting. I have faith she's gonna get out of it in one fell swoop. Hey, there we go. Wow, it's Britney, bitch. The next place, I've got to say, it was pretty cool. We're now in the Bird Streets. The location of this place was the best if you want to be nearby to stuff which is going on. It's just north of Sunset Boulevard, but it still felt private because you're going up these winding streets. In a matter of 5 minutes, you could get to really cool restaurants or the Comedy Store, a stand-up comedy place. I had to wear booties to walk around in this one. I think it would be the best location out of all of the places that I saw to live, but there were still problems with this place. If you bought this place though, you could get a Lamborghini, which is necessary and reasonable for Los Angeles, especially up these hill streets. Next, we went to Greystone Mansion, or at least the gardens at Greystone Mansion. We were told by some signs that you're not allowed to take photos or videos without a permit, and then right beside those signs, there were families taking pictures of each other, so I busted the camera out. We listened to the signs that said don't walk in the grass though. Then, because Helen did such a good job with the driving today, I decided to reward her. So I took her to the movies. We went to the AMC in Marina del Rey and saw Twisters, which was a fine popcorn flick. On the way to the cinema, we saw some shadows of palm trees, and then we stopped to eat dinner before the film at Starbird, which has gluten-free fried chicken tendies. I got the Nashville hot ones. Helen went for the salad, so it's healthy, and then also got some chicken tendies and some fiery ginger beer. Then we managed to get to the movies. Oh, no, we didn't. We managed to go and get a couple snacks before the movie started in Gelson's, which I've never heard of before.
They stopped into a Gelson's to take a gander. They stopped into a Gelson's to take a gander. They stopped into a Gelson's to take a gander.
Once we walked into the cinema, we realized, okay, this is how it's gonna go tonight. We each had a full-blown leather chair with power reclining functionality and a tray table. This is me getting into my recliner. Attendants would come around and just give you food to your tray if you ordered it. You push a button and they bring a funnel and they put it down your gullet and they start spooning milkshakes into the funnel. Today was a bit more of a driving day. On our next episode, we're hanging out in Venice and then changing locations, leaving our Airbnb in Mar Vista and heading to a motel in Glendale. Stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already. Later.
They stopped into a Gelson's to take a gander.